Eh ben salut tout le monde, c'est Jeannot. Bienvenue sur une nouvelle vidéo de Vagabond Verrier, ma chaîne YouTube. Donc ici on parle de verre, de verre soufflé plus particulièrement. Alors pour cette fois ça va être un petit peu particulier. Il va être question d'une interview d'un artiste américain, un verrier américain qui s'appelle John Moran et qui est donc basé en Belgique depuis quelques années, hein. Ça fait plus de 10 ans qu'il est là. Et donc John, c'était le finaliste de la troisième saison de Blown Away, donc Envers et contre tous, hein, le show de Netflix pour les Français. Donc bah forcément l'interview est en anglais, mais vous inquiétez pas, j'ai tout sous-titré. J'espère juste que la vitesse des sous-titres sera adaptée. N'hésitez pas si vous avez la moindre question en commentaire. Et évidemment, si vous voulez soutenir la vidéo, le projet, la chaîne, eh ben, n'hésitez pas à mettre un pouce bleu, lâcher un commentaire et abonnez-vous, ça ferait très plaisir. Voilà, je vous laisse avec la vidéo et avec John. Hi John,
Hey,
how are you?
good, John. How are
Yeah,
you?
perfect. So we were just thinking about doing a little interview for the French people. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name is John Moran. I am an American living in Europe for more than 10 years, and I have my dual passport, so I am European and American. And I've been blowing glass for about 25 years or so.
Okay. And how did you start your education?
I went to Tyler School of Art in Philadelphia, and I went
Yeah.
as a painter and illustrator.
Okay.
And then somebody told me to try glass class
Yes.
because it's cool, and I got hooked. Like, the community was awesome. I really don't like working by myself, so it was very nice to become a part of that. And then from there, it just changed and took off.
Yes. And then, so you are mainly artist, based.
Yeah, I was trained in like the kind of the techniques and
Yeah.
things, like traditional techniques, but it was never really my passion.
Yeah.
We are lucky that we had like a very diverse like professor staff. So we
Yeah.
had like one of the older professors who worked like very non-traditionally with glass, but then we learned the kind of traditional Venetian techniques as well from one professor. So I was able to pick and choose whatever I was going for. We had a lot of freedom, and then I took a class with the De La Torres,
Oh yeah.
and that really opened up my mind to what was
Yeah, I understand.
allowed to do.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they are crazy guys. They are really nice.
Yeah, and at that time there wasn't a lot of people doing sculpture, so like I mean it was Pino really, and then maybe Bill Morris, but like
Yeah.
you didn't see it like you see now. Like Martin Yanetsky wasn't really around, or was not known. Like Ross Richmond,
Yeah.
Karen, they were still all in the kind of like early phases, and so it was an exciting time because
Yeah, it was perfect timing for you, I guess.
yeah, lots
Yeah.
of discovery.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
And then why did you leave the US and come to Europe?
Well, I was traveling I was kind of like traveling around quite a bit for a bunch of years,
Yeah.
and I'd always wanted to come to Europe, and I actually got invited to Belgium as a visiting artist.
Okay.
For like, I was here for about 2 months, and I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna try to come over and see what happens. I ended up meeting somebody, and we got married, which made that wasn't the reason, but made my travel possible. We moved over and started the studio, and once the studio was started, I was kind of here.
Yeah.
My ex-wife and I split up after that, but I kept the studio going for a while, and
Yeah.
now I'm in Europe.
Yeah. Okay. And then last thing, can you talk a little bit about your work and how did it come and your creativity?
Yeah, I think it was always a passion of mine. I guess even when I didn't realize it that I was doing it, was into the political and the kind of social structure of art because of the music I listened to and the movies I was into, and then like the 90s, the kind of hip hop, the metal, everything had this political edge to it, and it really shaped my thought process. And I was putting that into all of my work.
Yeah.
And then once I started really going into glass, I was trying to figure out a way to cross over those things, which led me towards more sculptural based things.
Yeah.
And then as my ideas developed, my techniques developed alongside of it. So when I wanted to make something figurative in the beginning, it was very simple figures, like bubbles and cylinders. And then as I started discovering I could make more realistic things, the sculpture started developing alongside of that. And then of course the concept develops. The more the older I get, the more like knowledge I have, the more I think about something, the more, I guess the more I question things, that I'm able to kind of adjust in my parameters of what the work is. But then at the same time, like when I have an idea of something I want to make, I have to figure out how to make it. So there's like two things, the conceptual side and the technical side, and I really enjoy that. So that's where my work comes from.
Yeah, cool. And that's very, that's your thing, and I like that. what did you think about the place here and the hot shop and the team?
Hot Shop France is awesome. It was really great. It was the first time I worked with a team here, and it was easy. It was like we worked together a bunch of times, so I would happily come back. It's a great shop to work in, great community, and it's really nice to be here. Very happy.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see you around.
Yeah. See you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Voilà, fin de l'interview. Bon, ça a été assez rapide. C'était pas forcément évident parce que c'était pendant les JEMA à Brucieux, donc à Hot Shop France. C'était assez dur au final parce qu'il y avait énormément de gens, beaucoup d'activités. Moi-même, je faisais une démo, John faisait des démos. Donc bon, j'ai quand même réussi à l'attraper 5 minutes et avoir une discussion sérieuse devant la caméra, quoi. La prochaine vidéo, ça devrait être à peu près le mois prochain. J'essaye de faire à peu près une vidéo par mois. Bon, j'ai d'autres choses à faire à côté. Je fais pas que des vidéos. Donc, j'espère que le rythme vous ira. Le mois prochain, je vais donc à une grosse conférence de Verrier qui se passera à Berlin. C'est du 15 au 19 mai. Donc je pense que la vidéo arrivera certainement un tout petit peu après, hein, le temps que je fasse le montage. Il y aura certainement beaucoup de vidéos sur 4 jours. Donc je pense que la vidéo sera peut-être un peu plus longue que d'habitude. Mais en même temps, peut-être que je la séparerai, peut-être que je ferai une grosse vidéo et puis je ferai des chapitrages. Enfin bref, tout ça, c'est encore à voir, mais n'empêche que voilà. Donc pour tous les verriers qui iront pas, eh ben au moins vous aurez une petite consolation en voyant ma vidéo. En tout cas, je l'espère. Voilà, je vous souhaite la bonne journée à tous. Merci d'avoir regardé la vidéo, d'avoir pris le temps de regarder un petit peu du verre sur YouTube. Et puis je vous dis à la prochaine. Allez, ciao.